Everything's fine on 93.9 Dublin South FM.
Thank you. Today we are going to discuss the hype and the reality of Tesla. As we know, the tariff for the cars that will be produced or assembled in India, the tariff will be reduced from 110 to 15%. So going back to 2024 last year, it was understood that Tesla would be building a gigafactory for its manufacturing in India. This would be an additional factory, and apart from India, Tesla already has factories in China, Germany, the US, and there is one upcoming in Mexico. In all this, during the Prime Minister Mr. Modi's visit to the US for his controversial Modi-Trump deals, Elon Musk met our Indian Prime Minister. Following the meeting, the Indian government reportedly allowed Tesla to sell its car in India. Now the key question is, will Tesla cars also attract the 110% tariff, or will India grant them the reduced tariff of 15% simply because of the Modi-Trump deal? Why is India being pressurized to reduce tariff and why did Elon Musk, the owner of Tesla, need to meet with the Indian Prime Minister and the high-powered delegation including our security advisor, national security advisor, and the foreign minister? Look at the optics. On one side, it's Elon Musk with his few children and their nanny. On the other side is our Prime Minister and our foreign minister and our national security chief, Mr. Doval, and others. So the optics are just not normal. And therefore, this leads to investigation and our journalistic scrutiny into Tesla. The fact remains that despite the hype, Tesla holds only a 4% market share in the US, its own home turf. Globally, Tesla is sold in 50 countries, that's fine, and its total sales last year was 18 lakh units, which is like 1.8 million vehicles. But then, these figures suggest that Tesla, despite being a leader, a pioneer in the electric vehicle space, it certainly does not dominate the global market as it is projected so. So what is Elon Musk trying to do? What many people don't realize is that Tesla is overpriced and not an attractive option in either Europe or the United States. The hype surrounding it does not reflect its actual market demand. Thousands of unsold Tesla vehicles are lying in European markets after being manufactured in its Germany plant. The situation for Tesla has worsened due to rise of Chinese electric vehicle giant BYD as it is called, and it is dominating the global market and significantly affecting Tesla's sale in Europe. The reason is simple. The Chinese BYD offers better quality at lower prices, and the situation in Europe is so bad that Tesla, Elon Musk, had to use American-European preferred geopolitical partnership, and the European Union then imposed a tariff on Chinese electric vehicles just to protect Tesla. So much so for the hypocrisy and the double standards of the free market economy of European Union. Also, to let you know, BYD Chinese vehicles are sold in 70 countries compared to Tesla's 50 countries. And its global sales is 4 times that of Tesla. It is exceeding 42 lakh vehicles in 2024. In India alone, the Chinese BYD is selling in 17 states. You would be surprised. So what is Tesla's strategy? If you would have noticed, India is suffering from a psychological disease called the status trap. Like India's luxury car market, other luxury segments also, where brand perception and craze for brands have overshadowed the actual utility. This is the status trap. Those who cannot afford those brands are running after it and getting their products financed on EMI. So, smartly, Elon Musk is just leveraging this opportunity to push his Teslas, the same Teslas which lie unsold in the German market. Speculatively, for this, he is using pressure from the US President Donald Trump, who is currently his close ally, and this raises suspicion about the deal making and the politics behind Tesla's aggressive push into India. While Tesla has yet not set up a factory in India, still it has posted job openings for just 1 dozen full-time and 1 part-time job positions in India. Although this does not necessarily indicate Tesla's long-term commitment to India, but it reflects company's uncertain and confused stance from 2024, where it had shown an intention to set up a plant in India. It also remains to be seen how Elon Musk will play his technology hype, political backing, and business strategies such as Starlink internet service to push his interest within the Indian market. We will discuss Starlink internet service in another episode of Apna Radio. The Trump factor and the Tesla's manufacturing dilemma is what is also playing in the background. So if you remember, Donald Trump has expressed strong intention to bring back US manufacturing jobs from China and other countries, and that includes India also. So the catch is, if Elon Musk sets up a Tesla plant in India, it would mean creating jobs for Indians instead of Americans, and that would be contradicting Trump's policies and his electoral mandate. This suggests that Trump may not support Tesla's Indian factory plans. Therefore, what Elon Musk is now trying to do is have an alternative strategy that appears to be securing tariff reduction to 15% and bring all those unsold Tesla vehicles from the Germany factory to India. While this is still speculation, the true picture will only emerge once Tesla car starts arriving in India. Therefore, what will be the future of electric vehicles in India and the Tesla's priorities? For those who are into science, they would understand that electric vehicles are still in their early stages, but then the technology is a very old technology. Now, the only difference is it is supported by advancement of digitalization. In next few years, thousands of mid-size and large companies are expected to enter the electric vehicle market. A prime example is the Vietnamese automaker VinFast, which is now selling cars in India. Who would have imagined that the Vietnamese car manufacturer would compete with American giants like Ford and Indian brands like Tata Motors and Mahindras? So it is fair to say that electric vehicle manufacturing is already normal business and no more a special niche business. Also, Elon Musk seems to have realized smartly that Tesla is no longer his primary project. Instead, he has shown greater interest in capturing India's internet market through his Starlink project, and he has attempted to do that. Which brings us to the point about the fate of Indian electric vehicle brands amidst global competition. See, the Indian players like Tata Motors, they have sold 2 lakh vehicles, of which 60,000 is last year. And with this best momentum, they are not likely to surpass Tesla's global sales in another 10 years. Mahindra, which is another major automaker, they have sold in total 100,000 vehicles, and they too have lots of catching up to do. So if Tesla comes into India, it's going to be a dent both in Tata Motors and Mahindra's ambition. Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat initiatives are currently on ICO. It's on life support. With global brands like Chinese BYD, American Tesla, Ford, German Mercedes, BMW, Audi, and surprisingly Vietnam's VinFast flooding the Indian market, what will happen to our homegrown brands like Tata Motors, Mahindras and Maruti Suzuki? People need to ask this question. Also, in a surprising development, Ford Motors, which had exited India a few years ago, now plans to restart its manufacturing operations in the country. Given all these facts and figures, the critical question must be directed towards the policy of this government. This brings up to our big question. How is Mr. Modi's administration protecting Indian brands, safeguarding the Atmanirbhar Bharat policy and India's stance in the tariff war with America? The tariff war. This is something new that was unexpected. Just 2 days ago, the Prime Minister was in city of Bhopal to inaugurate the Investors Summit for Madhya Pradesh. However, if one carefully observes his address, the address to the state and to the nation, there was no mention of the tariff war with the US and how it's impacting the Indian jobs. Also, with this tariff war, can Indians assume that Tesla will not face the same scrutiny that Harley-Davidson motorbikes did when the import tariffs were reduced from 150% to 30%? Did you know that? Do India actually need an expensive luxury car like Tesla? Another question I would like to put forward. with only 8% of Indians who own a car. Look at the state of the traffic congestion and the jams, especially in the metros. And with only 3% of Indians paying income tax and 8% owning cars, there is a mismatch. So that needs to be fixed also. But then for the remaining 92% of Indians, we need a better infrastructure of roads and bridges. And of course, cheap and a convenient public transport so that within the cities and between the cities, the travel is convenient. Hope you can now understand my socio-economic argument against the policy of the current government, which I think our current government is under extreme pressure from the American Trump government. Thank you for your attention. See you again next week with more insights. Until then, stay safe, stay informed, and keep questioning the future of India. Bye for now.
Everything's fine on 93.9 Dublin South FM.